Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening to all my people off of Warboss Taes 2015 Painting Challenge and all my subscribers off of YouTube. Thanks again for everything that you guys have done and supporting me and checking out my stuff. That's also a really huge, important thing to thank. Make sure you thank everyone. Alright, so let's go ahead and start this shindig off with some shout outs. First shout out is going to go to Tukiwai. I believe that's his name. He's doing like a few different projects. One of them is a Flames of War project where he's working on some tanks. Freaking awesome job, like the camo work he's doing on that, as well as the some samurai he's been working on. Really, really cool stuff. So if you guys are into historical wargaming or just want to check out some miniatures, check his stuff out. It's really flipping cool. Um, my next shout out. Sorry, I'm a little stuffy right now. Got a little bit of a head cold. Um, my next shout out is going to go to Hobby Habit. Hobby Habit, welcome back. I'm glad to see that you're back and doing your thing and making happen what you got to make happen, buddy. And for being a part of this challenge. So, yeah, huge shout out to you, bud. Thanks for coming back to us. And of course, my next shout out is going to be to. What is his name? My mind just drew a blank. Oh, Stephen Holmes. I am so sorry, Stephen Holmes. Check out his stuff. His stuff looks pretty cool. He's working on a few different miniatures, but like knights, they look like really cool. Detail and everything else that he's putting into it's really flipping cool. So check that out. Guys, I really don't have a whole lot to report on in regards to progress on the Raider. I mean, earlier today I went ahead and primed up all the little bits and accessories and a couple of the crewmen that will be going into the main part of the ship. I've also went ahead and glued down the spikes on the sides, so those are drying and those will be ready to paint a little bit later, maybe tomorrow. We'll get to it, but as you can see, everything else is still pretty much the same. Disintegrator cannon is done. Some of the freehand work has been done. All in all, I'm really impressed with how it's going to go. This is going to probably take me a little bit more time just because of the fact of all the little accessories and add-ons I'm going to be doing to it. So like I'll be painting up the spikes, the little bottom aft blades and stuff like that, and the tentacles will be going on as well. And hopefully this will be the longest part of it, so this will be a couple days, and I should have the 2 crew members in there as well by a couple days to make sure that everything looks nice and well placed and everything else. And then I'll be doing the crewmen. They'll be hanging off the sides, doing the assaulting and the boarding of other ships and stuff like that. So nothing really a whole lot to report regarding that, but this is kind of what it looks like. So I'm really liking how this Raider is coming out. I really like how this Dark Eldar army is turning out. It's looking really nice and doing its thing. Also, next up, I have the question of the day, May 16th, or day 16th question, which is, if I was to live in a fantasy world, what fantasy world would I choose to live in and why? I have a couple of them. Definitely one of them would be Lord of the Rings. I think that would be kind of cool. Definitely, I probably would be more of a writer of Rohan, or yeah, definitely would be that, right around being one of the horse lords, taking care of business and stuff like that, and dealing with that villainous traitor, that Wormwood, that sits there and whispers. That, I forgot what his name was, but the guy that's whispering in the king's ear, and make sure that Salamon has control over that situation through him, the puppet king, so to speak, while using him as a puppet king anyways. I think that would be cool. The other one you guys may or may not have heard of, it's going to be called, it's actually kind of a modern day fantasy world. It actually takes place in Chicago. It's actually the world of Jim Butcher's Dresden Files. It's kind of cool. I mean, it's about a wizard who lives in Chicago, who's a private eye, and takes on basically all supernatural type of things, like the fairy world and stuff like that. Lives side by side with the real world and other wizards and ghosts and werewolves and vampires and everything else exists around us. We just may not know about it. So I think that would be a really, really cool world to live in. Kind of like a grown-up version of Harry Potter, a little bit more grittier. I could definitely see myself as one of those individuals. So definitely, if you haven't checked out his books, check that out. Dries and Files. It starts off with what is that book called? Not Grave Peril. I guess Grave Peril. I could be wrong, but Grave Peril sounds about right. So definitely check it out with that. Awesome, awesome reads, quick reads, and pretty humorous. Dresden's kind of a smart aleck detective, kind of, takes it to the man, has a little bit of a grudge against authority and stuff like that. So definitely check it out if you're interested. And this is going to be a little bit shorter today. So yeah, as you can see, not a whole lot done, just priming and getting the spikes set up. Taking my time a little bit longer on this just because the fact that those spikes are a little bit pain in the butt to get them set in there and glued right. So I want to make sure that they set well overnight and stuff like that before I get ready to paint. And obviously everything underneath here will probably be the last little bit that I will get glued on, just because of the fact I don't want to jack it up. Alright guys, so this is your host, Joshua Duran, going by the handle, you guessed it, Joshua Duran, wishing you guys a great night and good luck with all your projects. Alright guys, peace.